Prep yourself, folks, for a whirlwind of stories out of this world. From robots that mimic humans to Grok 3 to mind-bending AI breakthroughs and futuristic city designs. In this video, let's get it. First up, Clone Robotics. This startup is making waves with their Protoclone android. Their goal? To create a robot that perfectly replicates a human. The company just dropped another video showing off their latest version, and it's a tad creepy, to say the least. Dangling from wires, moving its arms and legs, looking like those nurses from Silent Hill. What do you think? Who does Protoclone resemble closest? Let us know in the comments. Basically, it's a synthetic human body that has over 200 degrees of freedom and just as many sensors. What powers it though? Artificial muscles made of clone myofiber filaments. According to the creators, these myofibers rival real animal muscles in weight, power, speed, strength, and energy efficiency. And get this, the robot has over 1,000 of these myofibers inside. That's not all. Protoclone's skeletal system includes all 206 bones found in the human body. The joints are fully tied to artificial ligaments and connective tissue. The shoulder alone, connecting the scapula, clavicle, and humerus, has a staggering 20 degrees of freedom, both rotational and linear. And what about the spine? Well, another 6 degrees of freedom for each vertebrae. With 26 degrees of freedom in the arms, wrists, and elbows, the Protoclone's upper torso, without the legs, has a total of 164 degrees of freedom. The best part? The skeleton is made from readily available and durable polymers. But again, it doesn't stop here. The robot also has a nervous system designed for instant muscle control. The Protoclone evaluates the position of its limbs in space using 4 depth cameras in its skull, 70 inertial sensors in its joints, and 320 tactile feedback sensors all over its body. Muscle control boards are mounted along the spine, and in the robot's head is an NVIDIA Jetson Thor processor running Cybernet, a vision motor foundation model from the startup itself. Believe it or not, this robot even has a vascular system. It's arguably the most complex hydraulic power system for a robot ever, equipped with a 500-watt electric pump that's as compact as a human heart. The best part? Clone Robotics is offering reservations for one of the first 279 clones in its alpha version. Hopefully, they'll make them less spooky. Yay or nay? Let us know in the comments. Next up is an absolute bombshell. The founder of Figure just announced that they're ending their partnership with OpenAI. Why? Because Figure's apparently developed something in AI that surpasses everything Sam Altman's done. Their new model, Helix, is being touted as the universal AI for robots. Developed in-house by Figure, this vision language action model integrates perception, natural language understanding, and robot control. To put it simply, this new AI allows robots to follow voice commands with objects they've never seen before. You tell the robot what to do, it analyzes its environment and uses visual data to figure out how to do it. Not only that, but Helix supposedly enables Figure robots to work together and interact while performing household tasks. Talk about next level stuff, huh? It's especially cute to watch them look at each other while they're working together. If this AI model is truly what it seems, we could be seeing humanoid robots integrated into our daily lives way faster than anyone could have predicted. Bernd Burnage, the founder of 1X, shares the same sentiment. His company recently unveiled a robot that aims to be the first consumer humanoid in the world. The new generation Neo, called Gamma, is specifically designed to be affordable, safe, and useful around the house. Apparently, they've already been tested in employees' homes. Neo Gamma has a new design that's meant to be more approachable, like a chubby 12-year-old that took up fencing with headphones on. What do you guys think? 1X 3D prints the robot suits from nylon using a Shimaseki machine, which is a big deal in the world of knitting. The overalls don't hinder performance and help prevent kids or pets from sticking fingers or paws into the robot's joints. But the real magic is, of course, in the brain. First, Neo Gamma has a multi-purpose whole-body controller, giving it near-human dexterity. It should be able to handle chores around the house just as well as you and me, or maybe even better if a few Chardonnays were involved. Second, the robot has improved general purpose handling. Engineers trained the visual model so that it can grasp a wide variety of objects in different scenarios, including environments it's never seen during training. This allows NeoGamma to predict teleoperated actions directly from raw sensor data. That's right, everything you see on the screen is teleoperation. For a faster rollout, the developers plan to use exactly this method, allowing relatives, caregivers, or anybody else to control robots in homes where assistance is needed. Thirdly, 1X developed its own large language model, giving the robot speech and gestures. This adds a function of companionship that works independently without any external input. Oh, and the new model is more reliable and can even be used as a dynamic speaker. Next to 4 mics for capturing your voice, the robot has 3 speakers in its chest and 1 bass box in the pelvis. So, is the teleoperated NeoGamma a competitor to the autonomous figure robot? Yes and no. On one hand, 1X aims to get robots into homes as quickly as possible and generate that cash flow. On the other, if Figure succeeds in refining their AI for real autonomy, it'll be one tough cookie to crack. It seems like new humanoid robots are coming out almost every week. This one's dog fox is the HMND-01 from a London-based startup called, that's right, Humanoid. The creators describe their robot as an agile and intelligent assistant both for home and factory, claiming it can precisely navigate confined spaces and handle objects at or above human speeds. The robot is about 5'9" or 175 centimeters tall, weighs 150 pounds or 70 kilos, and can supposedly walk at 5 feet or 1.5 meters per second. The fun lasts 4 hours on a single charge, and HMND can carry up to 33 pounds or 15 kilos. The company claims the robot's modular design and software are developed for stability and low cost of ownership, and the clothing is intended to protect robot systems. We here at Pro Robots got our fingers crossed. Can't wait for an actual demo. What about you guys? Let us know in the comments. It's not only a startups world out there, folks. Some serious players are trying to start afresh as well. Like Meta, which is getting a new division set up within Reality Labs to work on AI humanoid robots. The company's investing $65 billion in AI infrastructure and robotics to accelerate the development of general-purpose androids for the home and logistics. Unlike most companies, though, Zuckerberg's team did not start with hardware. They're focused on producing the software first. They'll test it on existing machines, such as those from Unitree Robotics or Figure. In addition to general-purpose software, the team of around 100 specialists will also focus on sensors and computing systems. Meta estimates that humanoid robots will become widely available in just a few years. Zuck agrees with Musk that robots will be key for the entire industry. Speaking of Musk, Elon just unveiled Grok 3, calling it the, quote, smartest AI on Earth, end quote. Is it though? The latest model from xAI features advanced logical reasoning and real-time data access. It can also generate hyper-realistic images. Musk claimed that the model is more powerful than Gemini 2 Pro, DeepSeek V3, Claude 3.5, and even OpenAI's GPT-4o in a number of areas. It seems that Grok 3 is impressive as it performed well in blind tests, and that's despite it still being in beta testing, where users can expect updates almost daily. Grok 3 comes with 2 reasoning modes: Think, which lets you see its thought process in real time, and Big Brain, designed for more complex tasks. Grok won't show every step of its reasoning, and Musk explained that this is to protect the AI from being copied. So how does Grok 3 do in the real world? Well, most users have concluded that Grok 3 significantly outperforms GPT-4 in real-time data analysis. This is likely because xAI's model has access to real-time information, while GPT-4 can only provide a simulation. Musk's creation also provided more specific and accurate results in complex tasks. It was asked to describe a transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy, which it then accurately calculated with all the necessary taxes and incentives and provided a breakdown of potential problems. GPT-4, on the other hand, was a little more general. Grok 3, however, didn't really look that much better in creative tasks, not to mention the cursing. Did you guys see Musk on Joe Rogan? Wash its mouth with soap, Elon. On top of this, xAI has released Deep Search, a next-gen AI search engine similar to those offered by Perplexity, Gemini, and ChatGPT. And rumor has it that a synthesized voice function for Grok is coming soon. Meanwhile, Sam Altman clearly got the memo and decided to update ChatGPT's terms, reducing censorship on controversial issues. OpenAI recently presented this change as an impartial approach and a search for truth. The goal of OpenAI is the same goal that Musk put in his own AI, the search for truth and the knowledge of the universe. Overall, OpenAI's policy is changing to align with US government's AI policy. The aim is for censorship and regulation not to hinder the progress of AI in the country. But back to Elon. He just announced the creation of a new gaming studio, xAI Gaming, which will develop games using artificial intelligence. To demonstrate the capabilities of the new AI model, the developers showed how Grok 3 generated a basic version of Tetris in Python. They also presented a version of Bubble Trouble, where the AI successfully handled physics, collision animation, and interface, although it couldn't reproduce the sound effects upon request. The fact that the model already creates simple 2D games is good for starters. The main feature of the project should be photorealistic 3D graphics, an interesting storyline written by AI, and the ability to interact with characters. Musk also stated that Grok can be used to improve the resolution of graphics in-game should it be needed, without being clear if this can be applied to third-party projects. It was recently announced that Elon Musk's The Boring Company will build a 10-mile or 17-kilometer underground tunnel system in Dubai. The tunnel will be intended for self-driving cars and will accommodate up to 20,000 passengers per hour. The network will include more than 100 stations connecting key transportation hubs and city attractions. And last but not least, Musk stated that SpaceX plans to send Starship rockets to Mars in 3 years, not just with Optimus on board, but with Grok as well. Musk thinks humanoid robots will explore the Red Planet under the control of powerful artificial intelligence. But to realize this scenario, Starship must first fly. To understand how willing investors are to pour shekels into AI, it's enough to look at the financial statistics of Safe Superintelligence. Ilya Sutskever's startup, which has existed for 8 months without a product, has attracted another round of $1 billion for a valuation of $30 billion. Sutskever and his team are going to create super powerful but safe artificial intelligence. He openly states that he doesn't plan to release any commercial product in the coming years. But the reputation of a man who made a significant contribution to the development of ChatGPT does the trick. China continues to amaze. The country has begun construction of a deep-sea research center in the South China Sea. In terms of technology, this structure will be just as complex, expensive, and invaluable to science as the International Space Station. This one, though, will be located at a depth of 1.25 miles or 2 kilometers, making it one of the deepest and most technologically advanced underwater structures ever built. It will be equipped with an advanced life support system and a permanent monitoring network for research of the ecosystem, tectonic activity, and methane hydrate deposits. Now, these deposits are of particular interest as they may become a potential source of energy, and their volume is estimated to stand at 70 billion tons, which is approximately half of China's current oil and gas reserves. Scientists living in this abyss will also be looking for minerals. The station will use an extensive network of seabed fiber optic cables. No more than 6 scientists, however, will be at the station at the same time. Interestingly, the underwater lab will not exist on its own, but will become a part of a complex that includes unmanned underwater vehicles, ships, and totally separate observation posts. The structure is also expected to include the Mengqiang drilling vessel, which is unique in and of itself. The Mengqiang is intended to be the first vessel to drill through the Earth's crust and reach the Earth's mantle. Time will tell what this will lead to, but China's ambitious projects boggle the mind. And since we're talking breadth, let's jump to Saudi Arabia, where they began the construction of the century. The futuristic metropolis, the Line, should stretch 100 miles or 170 kilometers at a height of a third of a mile or 500 meters. It's a city that will be built in sections, and the first of these, called Hidden Marina, should be ready by 2030. It will be 1.5 miles or 2.5 kilometers long, and the total building area will cover 8 square miles or 21 million square meters, which is more than 60 times the area of the tallest building in the world. The property will consist of 3 modular blocks with mirrored facades. It's planned that 200,000 people will live simultaneously in Hidden Marina in 80,000 apartments and 90,000 hotel rooms. And in 2034, the World Cup is coming to the marina. Of course, the metropolis will have everything you need for life, from shopping to business areas to schools and medical facilities. Developed infrastructure will provide pedestrian access to all major facilities within 5 minutes. And electric transportation will provide access between districts. But what's most fascinating about the Line is the technological basis of the city. You guessed it, artificial intelligence. It will control energy consumption and building occupancy. Digital systems are expected to ensure safety and optimize urban processes. A total of 140,000 workers are planned to be involved in the project and, among other things, 20% of the world's steel reserves. At the same time, investments in infrastructure alone will initially amount to $140 billion. Combine that with digital currency that will expire after a certain period, and you got yourself a test run of the 15-minute city conspiracy theory. What's your hot take, folks? Now, Japanese scientists have surprised everyone again. For the first time ever, they managed to grow living muscles for a life-sized robot hand. Engineers have been experimenting with living tissues for robots for a long time, and the main problem here was maintaining life in the system. For example, necrosis develops really quickly in thick muscles. Nutrients simply do not have the time to penetrate the required depth. However, a group of scientists from the University of Tokyo and Waseda University solved this problem by growing many thin filaments and then twisting them into cylinders to provide sufficient force. The development is called Mu-Mu-Taz and opens up new opportunities for prosthesis and biohybrid robot developers. Also, scientists recorded an interesting fact. Grown muscles get tired like real ones. After 10 minutes of cardio, the muscles needed a rest, but after an hour, they could work with the same force and intensity. Mamutas are stimulated by electric current through waterproof cables and can only work in a special liquid, but developers hope to present a quote-unquote dry version soon. And that's it for today's crazy dose of insane news, folks. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button and the notification bell so you're tuned in for more from the world of high tech.